Episode 281 of Cocktails in the War Room. What's going on? Welcome to the War Room and welcome to episode 281. I am your host, Mistress Carrie. Thank you so much for joining me each and every Tuesday night live at 8:30 Eastern on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and on my official YouTube channel. Want to welcome everybody. Rachel, she says she's back, who missed me. We all did, Rachel. Elsa and Carol are here. Alexis is here. Jonathan and Betty. Kim is joining us with Ryan, and Bish is here. Dina is joining us on YouTube. Christine is joining us as well. Hello, Mr. Voorhees. I just want to warn you guys right now, I don't know where you are watching Cocktails in the War Room, but where we're doing the show in the War Room, we are getting a really gnarly storm, like really bad thunderstorm. The ones that when you look on the radar, they're not just red, they're like dark red. So the thunder has been really loud. The lightning has been cracking. It is pouring. And my co-host is not very happy about it. So if you're new to the War Room, I want to introduce you to Wednesday. This is my co-host. That's where you can find her on Instagram at Wednesday the Goth Pug. And she is none too happy about the thunder and lightning and the really loud rain that we've been getting. And so I want to warn you guys that even though there's a generator for the show, if we lose power, the show gets cut off until the generator kicks back on. And that's only if we just lose power. But obviously, if we lose the internet as well, the show may go down. So if it does, you know, things just got really interesting. And Wednesday has been very, very clingy because of the storm. So hello, Greg Z. What's going on? Matthew watching on Instagram. Miss you on AAF in Massachusetts. I know where AAF was because that's where I am right now. So cloudy down here in Rhode Island, but no storms in Cranston. Rachel, let me tell you, the storm that's coming through here right now is big and loud. Jason says, howdy, Wednesday. Betty says, we enjoy the storms. I love the storms when I don't have to worry about whether or not the show is going to get cut off or not. So I just wanted to warn you guys that we are having some weather. And if the storm gets cut off, I will let you guys know what's going on as soon as I know. Let's see. Carrie is joining us in Worcester. She says, I can hear some of the thunder, but it's not hitting us yet. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. So Wednesday, it's okay, right? Are you okay? Can I have your paw? Can you sit? Can I have the other paw? Can I have a high five? There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Can you sit for me? And just be a good girl. She has been very clingy and just, I can't even tell you how many times she has knocked all the pillows off the couch in like the last half hour or so here in the War Room. So for anybody that is new to Cocktails in the War Room, first get away from the cookie pocket. Go on, get. For anybody that's new to the War Room, first of all, let me welcome you. I am your host, Mistress Carrie. You can find me on the radio. You can check out the Mistress Carrie podcast. You can find me online at mistresscarrie.com. That's where you can find me on Instagram. But if you go to mistresscarrie.com, it's all there. The War Room, for anybody that doesn't know, is a place we started gathering at the beginning of the pandemic on March 14th of 2020. And for 80 nights in a row, we got together every night to have drinks because there was nothing else to do and support each other. And you guys were a huge support system for me as I started my company, as I launched the podcast, the website, the online store, and rebuilt my radio career following the demise of my beloved WAAF, which I just dug this out of the cabinet. This is the 2002 Air Staff, which is just crazy. So I still got all of the old stuff laying around. So then when I launched the Mistress Carrie podcast in June of 2020, we turned Cocktails in the War Room into the weekly show that it is now. And now 281 episodes later, here we are. Let's see. Old Littleton guy, retired in South Carolina. Was it Lake Marion, South Carolina? He says on Instagram, are you listening to me on 98 Rock in Charleston? Did you know that you can listen to me there? because I do middays on 98 Rock in Charleston, South Carolina now. So you can have a little bit of home down in South Carolina. Sox kicking Oakland's ass tonight, says Bish. That's fantastic. Thunder in Millbury, Massachusetts, says Williams. Or William, I should say. Kevin says, in Georgia, transplant from Nashua. I hope you make thin crust Hawaiian pizzas a couple of times in Salem, New Hampshire. So my Hawaiian pizza, I like it with American bacon, not Canadian bacon. But the pineapple on the pizza, I refuse to defend myself about that choice anymore. It's delicious. If you don't like it, don't eat it. But I absolutely love it. Yes. Lake Marion, South Carolina on Instagram says, yes, they are listening to me on 98 Rock, which is fantastic. Let's see. Monique, first time I had Hawaiian pizza was with Carrie, 1980 something. Yum. Monique and I went to school together and grew up together. And yes, it is absolutely delicious. Coming to you from Xfinity. Hello, War Room and fam. Joan Jett is killing it, says Alicia. So I love when you guys take us with you where the shows are, wherever. Travis checking in on YouTube. We got to say what's up to him. Pineapple on pizza, 100%, says Greg Z. Mark says pineapple on pizza is automatic life sentence. Skip the trial. No, it's delicious. I refuse to be judged for that because it's my favorite and it's really, really good. But with crispy American bacon with the pineapple, and it is so, so good. Jonathan says, sounds mouth-watering. So we got a lot to talk about, and I have some really big announcements. So I want to start the show off right away. I know last week we talked about some really serious stuff about end-of-life planning for you, your family, legal documents, setting up trust, all of that stuff. And I just want to let you know that I got a bunch of feedback from people that showed last week's Cocktails in the War Room, episode 280, to a lot of their friends and family, and a lot of people that made calls to attorneys that went online and started all of their legal documents, and other people that just started the difficult conversations with your loved ones about what they want and what you want. Heaven forbid the worst should happen. And so to me, when you guys tell me that you take things from the show like that, sometimes people wonder, what it's like to share really personal things with, even though I don't consider you guys strangers, but a room or, an interwebs full of strangers. The fact that I can tell you about really hard decisions that my family has made and really difficult conversations and just talk about some of the hardest and most stressful things that are going on in my life. And for you guys to hear that and listen and understand and to put some of these things in action in your own lives, that's what makes it all worth it, to open up and be vulnerable and talk about really personal things. Because anybody that, watched the show last week and heard me talking about all of that stuff, if you took any step that ends up helping to alleviate some pain, agony, and stress in your life later, that's the whole point. Like, that's the reason. The fun stuff, the concerts, the dick jokes, the podcast interviews, all of that stuff is amazing and I love all of it. But I think when a band hears that their music helps someone through a really hard time, I think when an author is told that someone really, was able to forget their troubles for a couple of hours while they dove into a book, anytime someone that's behind any kind of microphone is told that what they did with that platform was helpful to other people, that means everything. I can't speak for everyone, but I'll speak for myself. And so it really meant a lot that so many of you guys took a lot of that advice to heart and have started to implement what needed to be implemented in your own life. So keep it up. Keep up all of the feedback too. Let me know how that process goes. Voorhees says, not strangers, weirdos perhaps, but not strangers, 100%. Brett says, you're an influencer. The first time I heard that term, I just rolled my eyes at it. And now it's just a term that is not going away anytime soon. So as much as I don't want to embrace it, I'm just going to leave it at that. It's like, okay. Jessica wants to know how my mom is doing. She's doing better. My sister is home from her trip, so we were able to spend some time with mom over the weekend. My mom is in PT. She's still not up and running, but she is getting better every day. I was on the phone with her doctors today, and she's slowly improving, but you know, a broken hip and a hip replacement is not something that just heals up overnight. But mom is doing okay. So thank you. Wednesday is not happy about the Thunder right now. Not happy at all. Bish says, Carrie has been a true fan, a friend, and a guiding light. God bless you. Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. We are just strange, says Ulrich, not strangers. Dave, that's right. Exactly. 100%. Another transplanted New Englander. Meat lovers pizza with pineapples, banana peppers, jalapeno peppers, and barbecue sauce, says Stephen Thomas. That sounds delicious. I'm not a huge fan of super hot peppers, but I can handle the banana peppers. Jessica says Alzheimer's and dementia are just awful diseases. Couldn't agree more. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff I want to talk to you guys about because I have been working on a lot of things that I'm really, really excited about. So first of all, I want to let you guys know that this Mistress Carrie deal is good all season long until Jumptown Skydiving closes for the season, usually at the end of October. So if you have always wanted to check skydiving off of your bucket list, if you have always wanted to jump out of a plane, or if you love someone that has always wanted to do it, this is a way for you to get $40 off a tandem skydive. Go to jumptown.com, you book the tandem, use the code Mistress Carrie, you get $40 off. Wednesday! It's okay. She is not happy. Take advantage of this deal, even if it's for a gift later in the summer or in the fall. Think about anniversary presents, 18th birthday presents. Foliage jumps in the fall in New England are spectacular, but this is a way for you to get a really good deal on a tandem skydive, and it's only available for Mistress Carrie listeners. So, do you hear this? Wednesday, come here. You want a cookie? Watch this. Come here. Yeah. Oh, who's joining us back in the war room now? Wednesday? It's okay. Can you just relax? I know that the thunder and the lightning is scary. Okay? Can you lay down for me? Good girl. Good girl. It's okay. Don't be scared. Everybody is here in the war room with us. It's okay. Heinz says, no way, my feet are staying on the ground. You don't know what you're missing, Heinz. It's amazing. I've been skydiving for I made my first tandem 26 years ago. It's amazing. Tracy says, absolutely doing no pants right now. Thanks, but I am not near, but they broke in on TV to say, stay away. Wait, what are you guys talking about? Ryan? What are you guys talking about? The news is breaking in to stay away. You guys are freaking me out now. Wednesday ordered that pizza. Kevin Arnold says, what's up, Wednesday? Let's see. Are you okay? Matthew says, my cats love the thunder and lightning. They'll sit at the window watching it, watching all of the chaos erupt. Yeah, Wednesday, I think she gets a little freaked out when the thunder gets really, really loud and like shakes the house, which is what's been happening. Can you get down, please? Can you relax? Huh? Can you relax? It's okay. Can I have a kiss? Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. There you go. Okay. You're okay. Everything is fine. So take advantage of the Mistress Carrie deal. If you're wondering what all of the regulations are, all the stipulations and restrictions about doing a tandem skydive, you can go to jumptown.com. They have a whole FAQ section that'll answer all of those questions. But take advantage of this deal. Go to jumptown.com, use the code Mistress Carrie, and book your tandem skydive. Okay. If you have a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass, you already know about this. You've known about it for a while. I am not ready to announce the launch party date yet, but we are working on it. But I am so excited to tell you guys about the Mistress Carrie ice cream that is coming out next month. That I'm 99% sure of, that the launch is going to be in August. So I got a call from a longtime friend of mine named Dave, who is the ice cream alchemist in Thompson, Connecticut. And he said, I have this idea. I want to partner with you on a charitable endeavor. I want to make a Mistress Carrie ice cream. And I want to do it with all of the profits going to benefit the charity of your choice. And I want to really have your input on the flavor and everything that goes along with it. And I really want to partner, and you pick the charity, whatever's important to you. The only stipulation that he gave me was that he wanted the charity to be local, so that it was impacting the local community in New England. And so I agreed. I told him that it had to be purple, and then it had to contain blueberries for the War Room, which it does. And so he came up with this amazing recipe that I have been taste testing. Now, the ice cream alchemist makes ice cream, homemade ice cream, but he also makes what he calls boozies, which is booze-infused ice cream, which is what this is. So it's called Mistress Carrie's Black and Blue. It has blueberries and raspberries, and I believe blackberries in it too. It also has cinnamon and honey, and it is made with tequila and limoncello, which you guys know I am a big fan of. And so it's called Mistress Carrie Black and Blue. And the charity that I selected, I wanted it to be military and veteran related. And so it is going to benefit Project New Hope, who runs a food pantry, who helps with veterans' kids going back to school to make sure they have all their school supplies. They have a clothing drive and winter coat drive, and they also sponsor amazing veteran deployment retreats. They have special programs for female veterans. They deal a lot with post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury. They do a lot of different typical and atypical types of healing. So they'll do everything from fishing trips to Reiki, to meditation, to yoga. And they're just an amazing organization. They were started by an Air Force veteran, and they are unbelievable. They're based in Worcester, but they also have an office in Springfield, Massachusetts. And so I reached out to Project New Hope and I asked them, would you be willing to be the recipient of the profits of this ice cream? They said, absolutely. Travis on Oscar Mike Radio, the podcast on episode 400, we hinted at this on that episode, but this is what it's going to look like. That's the official label, which I love. The recipe has been finalized, and we are now in the planning stages of the launch event. The ice cream will only be available in a pint container, a to-go pint container. And so the idea is to have a launch event on a weekend at the Ice Cream Alchemist in Thompson, Connecticut, and for people to have the ability to come down to meet me, to have representatives from Project New Hope there so that they can ask questions about where the money's going, and to be able to bring coolers with you so that you can bring the ice cream home. Because as of right now, unless something amazing happens where it becomes so popular that we need to expand, the only place that it's going to be available is in Thompson, Connecticut at the Ice Cream Alchemist. So I'm really, really excited about this. We've been working on it for a long time. The taste testing was arduous, but I was dedicated and I toughed it out for you. But I'm really, really excited about this. And so right now we're just trying to plan when we can make it happen so that he has got enough staff and has enough ice cream ready to go. Because I know when you guys find out that we're going to launch this thing, especially because it benefits Project New Hope, that you guys are going to come out in force and you are going to support this endeavor. We're going to make the pints affordable, but they'll probably be a couple dollars more than if you were just going to go to the supermarket and get a pint of ice cream, but it's locally made. We wanted to obviously support a locally owned family business because it's run by my friend Dave and his wife, and also to support a local charity. So just like with everything that we do here on the show, we try so hard to be as philanthropic as possible, to help local businesses, to help our veterans. And I think that we have done that with this project, and I'm psyched. So as soon as I have the details on the actual launch event, I will let you guys know. Backstage pass holders will know before anybody. And I'll let you guys know, but we're really, really excited about this. It's going to be awesome. I have been dying to be able to give you guys more information about it. The Ice Cream Alchemist posted this picture up on Facebook today. So I was like, okay, I guess the cat's out of the bag and we can talk about it. And so here we are. Larry says, I'll have to keep my eye out for the launch party. This is great. Also, it's been too long since I've seen you. Miss you, and I hope you're well. What's up, Larry? Did you guys hear that? I'm always around, Larry. I'm on a bunch of radio stations. We're always doing something, but please keep your eyes on my socials, because when we get ready to announce this launch, you guys are going to be able to, you'll know about it here in the War Room. You'll find out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of that stuff. But I really want this to be just a massive success for everybody involved. I'm not making any money out of this at all. It's just something that I truly believe in, but I want to be able to help my friend Dave's business. And I also want to be able to help Project New Hope. So really, really excited. Mark says, Walter, load up the tour bus. We are headed to Connecticut. Please ship some down here in Virginia. I'll pay. Stephen, I will talk to Dave and find out if it's possible for him to ship ice cream. I don't even know if it's possible. I suppose dry ice makes almost anything possible. I just don't know what something like that would cost in shipping, but I will ask for you. So, do you know if he runs out that day, if he will keep it until he closes for the season? Denise, this is going to be something that once we launch it, he's going to carry all the time. We're going to put signs up in the store. It is not going to be available just on the day that I'm there. This is going to be a permanent addition to his business menu. So yes, if he runs out that day, as soon as he makes more, we're working on signage ideas. We're working on all of that stuff. So yes, it absolutely will be available for the long haul. And let me tell you, it's delicious. It's so good. I was able to get some test pints. And when I had my sister's graduation party here at the house over Memorial Day weekend, we did some taste testing with our friends and family, and it went over like gangbusters. So I'm really... You guys hear that? The wind and the rain? It's crazy. Everybody that's tried the final recipe has said it's absolutely fantastic. So I'm really proud of it. I couldn't be more excited. So just keep your eyes on the socials, keep your eyes on my event calendar, and obviously join me in the War Room every week. I'm hoping we're going to finalize this date in the next week to the latest. Right now, we're just making sure that everybody's schedules are going to be able to handle it, and that he's going to be able to ramp up production to be able to meet the demand that day. So, but yes, it's coming. Super excited. Okay. This is happening on Saturday. I do not know if the weather is going to hold out for the second annual Scout Sniper Association skydiving boogie at Jumptown Skydiving in Orange on Saturday. The forecast right now is calling for rain, which obviously you can't skydive in. However, so many of you have already bought merch for this event, which is amazing because it benefits the Scout Sniper Association. I got my merch in today. This is the front. And then this graphic right here is what is on the back. The link is up. You can order t-shirts, you can order hoodies, and you can order tank tops, same design. Small front Scout Sniper Association logo on the front, this big skydiving boogie logo on the back. And if you go to the event calendar and go to this Saturday, you'll find the Skydiving Boogie on the calendar. And if you look at it, there is a link to order the merch right there on the event calendar for the day. So if you see that it's nice outside, keep an eye on my socials. And if they are jumping, please come out and cheer them on. Please order your merch, get your t-shirts, support the Scout Sniper Association. If you know a sniper in your life, if there is a hog in your life, Hunter of Gunmen is what it's known as. But Scout Snipers, if you know one, please help spread the word about the Scout Sniper Association, about the event, and drive them to that event. Share it. I made an event for it on my Facebook page that you can RSVP to and share as well. But I really want to try and get as many people out there as we can. And keep your eyes on the Scout Sniper Association social media pages as well, because they'll be updating people what's going on with the weather. So let's see. Carrie Bish says, if it can be shipped, definitely pay for, I'll definitely pay for a few. Jason on Facebook says, AAF is back. LOL. Just miss your show. Now I know that you do this. I'll listen. Jason, I'm on 43 radio stations around the country. I host the Mistress Carrie podcast that you can get anywhere. And every Tuesday night we're here. Jason, I am everywhere, more than I was when I was on AAF. I am literally all over the place. I'll tell you who's coming up on this week's episode of the podcast, and I will also tell you all of the different radio stations you can hear me on. Just give me 2 more minutes of the show and I'll fill you in. So hopefully I'm going to see you guys on Saturday at Jumptown in Orange, Massachusetts. And also this is confirmed as well for the end of the month. Super excited about this. The Live Free or Die Tattoo Expo in Manchester, New Hampshire, takes place on July 26th, 27th, and 28th. And what is going on with this? That is in the way. There we go. It takes place in Manchester, New Hampshire. And they reached out to me and asked, would I come up on Saturday night, July 27th? I will be there from 6 to 10. There's a pinup contest. There's tattoo contest. There's going to be a ton of vendors. You'll be able to win Slipknot tickets. The details for this are up on my events calendar, but join me in Manchester, New Hampshire, Saturday night, July 27th from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Live Free or Die Tattoo Expo right in downtown Manchester. Super excited about it. People up in New Hampshire are always saying, you go to Portland, Maine a lot. You're always down around Worcester and in Massachusetts. When are you going to do something in New Hampshire? Actually, this way. There you go. So this is at the end of the month. Get the details. Just go to mistresscarrie.com and check the concert and event calendar. Okay, so you want to know where you can find me on the radio? There are a bunch of places, including 98 Rock, Charleston's best rock in Charleston, South Carolina. You can listen to me from 10 to 3 every weekday Eastern time, obviously, because it's Charleston, South Carolina. You can go to my98rock.com or download the 98 Rock app, but you can hear me there. You can also hear me on 100 FM The Pike in Worcester, Massachusetts, every weekday afternoon from 3 to 7. And this Thursday, I will be live from Polar Park in Worcester, Massachusetts, Thursday, July 11th. It starts at 3 from the Sherwood Diner. It's Throwback Thursday. I'll be back at the Woo Sox game coming up this Thursday. You can also hang out at the end of the month at the annual Pike Hair Fest at Indian Ranch in Webster. Leopard, the Def Leppard tribute, is going to be this year's headliner. And also at the end of August, we'll be back at Indian Ranch for the annual Pike Rock Fest. Tickets for both shows are on sale now, and info on all 3 of these events is on the event calendar at mistresscarrie.com. But you can listen to me every weekday afternoon, Eastern time from 3 to 7 on pikefm.com or download the Pike app. And also, you can hear me every weekday afternoon on 106.3 The Bone in Portland, Maine. So if you're wondering about the music, 98 Rock in Charleston is a mix of classic and harder rock music. The Pike is a little bit more classic music. The Bone is a little bit more new music, and it's definitely heavy. So if you want to listen to me on The Bone, 1063thebone.com or 1063rocks.com, 3 to 7 every weekday. You can download the free Bone app, and you can listen to me anywhere. This is just a few of the places that you can listen to me on the radio. So I have not gone anywhere. I am here. All right, let's recap last week's podcast episode, which was an absolute blast for me because I have known bassist Michael Devin since I was a teenager in high school because he went to Leominster High School as well. And we grew up together. Having him on the show was something that he was like, it's never going to happen. And for me, I didn't know that he would ever accept the invitation. So it was just a total trip down memory lane for both of us. Mike Devin is now the bassist in the Dead Daisies, but he has played with George Lynch and Lynch Mob, Kenny Wayne Shepherd. He was in Whitesnake for 10 years, and now he is with the Dead Daisies. And this was episode 213. This was last week's episode. We talked about a lot of stuff. Growing up in Leominster, the defining music of our childhoods, his move to LA out of school, kind of like Axl Rose getting off the Greyhound bus in the Welcome to the Jungle video. That's kind of what Mike Devin did. And he has had an unbelievably successful career as one of those journeyman bass players that has been able to just, do what he loves and do it professionally and do it at a high level. So if you are a bass player, if you love George Lynch and Whitesnake and Kenny Wayne Shepherd and the Dead Daisies now, you can hear all about all of that. Episode 213 of the Mistress Carrie podcast is out now. Episode 214 goes live at midnight, and this is a really, really fun conversation. Blake and Joey from Devour the Day, they were both part of Egypt Central, and when that band broke up, right when they started, they left Egypt Central and they started Devour the Day, and they have new music coming, a tour coming. There is a lot going on with these guys, but we had a blast talking about, well, first of all, they were in their studio and they have a studio cat named Shrimp, and Shrimp, I think it's Shrimp. The dog and the cat are named Shrimp and Po' Boy. I'll give you that away. Spoiler alert. I think the cat's name is Shrimp. He kept walking by the camera. Hilarious. And we just had a really great conversation about how the business has changed, about the music that they're writing, the bands that they've toured with, how technology has changed, being in a band, being a professional musician, songwriting, just so much stuff. So this is also a really fun playlist as well. We talk about Celine Dion and Shania Twain. There's a lot here. So episode 214 of the Mistress Carrie podcast featuring Blake and Joey from the Devour the Day goes live at midnight tonight. When you subscribe to the Mistress Carrie podcast, especially for people that are joining me on Instagram and YouTube that don't know this, you can subscribe to the Mistress Carrie podcast and get new full-length episodes every Wednesday. But every weekday, in about 5 minutes, I run down rock news, music headlines, entertainment updates, streaming info, vinyl releases, all of that stuff in what I call the Mistress Carrie Situation Report or the Sit Rep. So subscribe to the podcast. You get the full-length episodes, the sit reps, bonus episodes, all of that stuff. And if you're wondering, where can I listen to your podcast, Carrie? Here you go. Pretty much everybody you listen to, every place you listen to podcasts. Apple, Google, Spotify, Pandora, Odyssey, iHeartRadio. You can listen to the audio on YouTube, full-length episodes and sit reps both. And if you are just technologically deficient and can't figure out any of this, just go to mistresscarrie.com, pick the episode you want to listen to, and hit play. I can't make it any simpler unless I'm literally sitting in your lap. And I don't have time to sit on all of your laps. So, Louise, good night. Bish wants to know, anybody going to be at Metallica at Gillette night number 2? I will be there both nights, so I'll keep an eye out for you guys. Jason says I will be there night 1. Those shows are going to be insane. So subscribe to the Mistress Carrie podcast, new full-length episodes every Wednesday, the sit rep Monday through Friday, bonus episodes whenever I get access to one. And so far, 149 countries are listening to the Mistress Carrie podcast, which is amazing. We have not been able to land 150 yet. We have been waiting for a while. We just don't have number 150 yet, but we are trying. All right, if you are celebrating your birthday today, your birthday is badass. Jack White, Frank Bello from Anthrax, Courtney Love is 60 today, Mitch Mitchell from the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and Bon Scott from AC/DC, all born on July 9th. So if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Happy unbirthday, Keith. For anybody that doesn't understand that joke, for anybody that's new to the War Room, go to mistresscarrie.com, go to the Cocktails in the War Room section, and click the link that says Dictionary. Yes, it's spelled that way. And all of the glossaries, the inside jokes, all of that are all there for you. So you'll know why we wish Keith a happy unbirthday. Trina, yes, Courtney Love is 60. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, we got a bunch of music headlines we got to discuss. So first of all, Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age was in Europe. They were set to headline in the catacombs of Paris, and they just canceled. They released this statement today, canceling the European dates of the Queens of the Stone Age tour because Josh Homme was sent straight back to the United States for emergency surgery. They did not say, this is what they released. They did not say what he needs surgery for, but they have canceled all of their tour dates in July. No word yet on if the North American dates are going to be affected because they're kicking off their North American tour in Boston with back-to-back shows at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway. Another health scare in rock and roll. The guys in Pearl Jam had to cancel a handful of European tour dates, and they didn't say why other than it was an illness in the band. Well, over the weekend, Pearl Jam got on stage in Barcelona, and after they played Just Breathe, Eddie Vedder talked to the crowd about how he had a near-death experience and that it was involving his chest. It made it hard to breathe, that it was very scary, that he thought he was going to die and thought he was going to have to be rushed to the hospital. It was involving his chest, and he said he wasn't the only one. He said it was a few of us. So I don't know if that means us, meaning members of the band, or the band and the larger entourage and crew for Pearl Jam's tour. But you can find the video of that performance from Barcelona on YouTube, and you can hear Eddie Vedder talking about it. They have not released an official statement about what the illness actually was, but it was enough to scare Eddie Vedder. So a couple of really scary health scares in rock and roll. I want to run down some of the shows that are coming. So many shows at the TD Garden, including, of course, Aerosmith rounding out the year a year late at the TD Garden New Year's Eve with the Black Crowes. Don't forget the Black Keys have canceled their arena tour, but they are planning to go back out on the road now that they've changed management, and we're going to get new tour dates from those guys very soon. The Silver Scream Con 3 has been moved to the DCU Center in Worcester. It's happening the weekend of September 13th through the 15th, and this is going to be horror, gore, metal. There's going to be a ton of panels, autograph sessions, all of that kind of stuff. Tickets are available now. Details on every show up on the event calendar at mistresscarrie.com. And, of course, Iron Maiden headed to the DCU Center this November. Bish says a heart attack. No, Bish, if you're talking about Eddie Vedder, no, because it was multiple people within Pearl Jam. So I didn't think you could catch a heart attack. So my assumption was it was COVID related, but that's just an assumption. I don't know. Big Night Live in Boston by the Garden has got The Warning coming, Coal Chamber, Asking Alexandria, The Marvelous Three, and Lit, and also Palais Royale. So a ton of shows are coming to Big Night Live in Boston. If you're watching from outside of New England, just know that all of these tours are everywhere. And so you just have to check whatever venue are closest to wherever you are. Alanis Morissette is playing right now at the Xfinity Center. And then we've got everybody from Limp, Styx and Foreigner, the Doobie Brothers, ZZ Top and Lynyrd Skynyrd, 30 Seconds to Mars, Creed, Three Doors Down, Finger Eleven, Cage the Elephant, live in Stone Temple Pilots, Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie with Filter and Ministry, also Korn. The Xfinity Center has got a ton of shows coming this summer. Again, all up on the website on the concert calendar. Okay, Greta Van Fleet at Mohegan Sun coming up August 2nd. Godsmack, Nothing More, and Flat Black have got shows up north in New Hampshire and Maine and down in Connecticut later this year in time for Halloween at the Mohegan Sun Arena. The guys in Seven Dust will be at the Hampton Beach Casino Ballroom in September. The Baloo, Vi, Levin, and Carrie Beat Tour playing King Crimson songs. They're going to be at the Schubert, but they just announced a whole other leg of the tour. They're going to be at the Lynn Auditorium. They're going to be at the Hampton Beach Casino Ballroom. They're going to be all over the place. So a ton of chances if you are a metal prog rock nerd. Yes, it's Adrian Belew. Yes, it's Steve Vai. Yes, that's the same Danny Carey from Tool. Huge tour. Except it has announced that they're getting ready to celebrate their, I believe it's 50th anniversary, and they're doing it with a bunch of shows starting in September. And also Duran Duran just announced they are going back out on that Dance Macabre tour. They're playing at Madison Square Garden on Halloween, but they are playing at the Mohegan Sun Arena on the 25th of October and the SNHU Arena in Manchester on the 2nd of November. So let your inner goth girl out. I want to go to one of those shows so bad because I love Duran Duran. Leader Bank Pavilion this summer. This is coming up fast. I Prevail and Hailstorm. Also, Slash's Serpents Blues Tour is going to be there. That tour kicked off over the weekend. The 311 Unity Tour with AWOL Nation and Neon Trees. This show is sold out. Bush has loaded Greatest Hits Tour at the Leader Bank Pavilion with Jerry Cantrell and Candlebox. Falling in Reverse with Dance Gavin Dance, Black Veil Brides, and Tech Nine. That's going to be in Boston under the tent on September 9th. And Jane's Addiction will be there on September 13th. Let's see. Steven Thomas. Keith wants to know if anybody's going to Steel Panther in New Hampshire. Happy streaking naked unbirthday, Keith, says Jonathan. Gillette Stadium. Everybody's been talking about these shows. There's a lot of stuff that Metallica is going to be announcing as this weekend comes closer because the no repeat weekends also bring the Metallica takeovers. And there's going to be a ton of events. And I am going to be involved with one of the events that's happening around the Metallica shows at Gillette. So more info on that coming up. I can't really tell you right now because I don't have all the details and it's not 100% confirmed. But yes, I will have details. Okay, Fenway, the Foo's coming up, sold out. Blink 182 at Fenway coming up on the 23rd. Def Leppard and Journey. We still don't know who's going to be opening up that tour because Heart has pulled themselves off the road for the rest of this year because Ann Wilson just had surgery and she's undergoing a preventative round of chemotherapy. So the tour is rotating through Cheap Trick and the Steve Miller Band and Heart. Cheap Trick already has a date booked in Boston at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway, so maybe Steve Miller? I don't know. Green Day, the Smashing Pumpkins, Rancid, and the Linda Lindas. That's coming up August 2nd at Fenway, and then the two back-to-back Pearl Jam shows at Fenway for September. Post Malone has also added a show at Fenway Park as well. The Palladium coming up fast, Flat Black. That's Jason Hook's band, formerly of Five Finger Death Punch, who's touring with Godsmack. They're doing a solo headlining show at the Palladium upstairs. Set It Off New Year's Day, From Ashes to New. That's happening on October 27th. NoFX, their finale tour, Campanelli Stadium in Brockton on August 31st and September 1st. And the New England Metal and Hardcore Festival, September 21st and 22nd. That is going to be at the Palladium as well. And then, hello, beautiful. Roadrunner. A ton of shows, including one that just got announced today. Newfound Glory, Kaleo, The Hives. This just got announced today. Skillet and Seether on a co-headlining tour at Roadrunner in Boston on September 20th. The tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. The details on this show are up on the concert page at mistresscarrie.com. Seether is releasing their new single, Judas Mind, tomorrow from their upcoming new album. We'll get all the details on the record tomorrow, but they announced the tour today. So these tickets go on sale Friday. Also at Roadrunner, the Red Clay Strays, Dayseeker, and Rise Against. So a ton of shows headed to Guest Street at Roadrunner, and also the MGM Music Hall at Fenway, The Pretenders, that Cheap Trick show I was just telling you guys about, Taking Back Sunday, Widespread Panic, Kings of Leon, the Sting 3.0 tour, Sisters of Mercy, Queens of the Stone Age. Oh, Sting's there twice. Why is that? There's not a lot of vodka in there. Only a little. Okay, House of Blues in Boston. The Struts, Bad Flower, Rival Sons, and Clutch. Airborne Toxic Event, Blues Traveler, Hatebreed with Carcass, Harm's Way, Crypta, and also Testament, all headed to the House of Blues. And more shows are getting announced all the time. So you just got to keep your eyes on the event calendar at mistresscarrie.com. Paradise Rock Club, Keith Wallen, Crown the Empire, Lemonheads. Talk about a throwback. Amazing. Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses is going to be there November 4th, and Gwar will be there on November 5th. Who is going to be a part of Pantera? Jason, it's the same. It's the two remaining, Phil and Rex, and then Charlie Benante from Anthrax and Zakk Wylde from Ozzy and Black Label Society. So Pantera's night number 1 of Metallica with Mammoth WVH, and then Five Finger Death Punch and Ice Nine Kills will be at Gillette for the second night of the Metallica tour. City Winery Boston has got Robbie Krieger from The Doors, John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. John 5 has got 2 shows. Sorry, I was looking at John thinking it was John 5, and my brain was like, that's the wrong John. John 5 is doing 2 shows, an early show and a late show, both on September 1st, and also Richie Kotzen. All of these artists are going to be at City Winery Boston, and tickets for all of those shows are available now, and all of the details on all of the shows are up at mistresscarrie.com. Just go to the concert and events calendar. Okay. There weren't a lot of new releases that came out last Friday because of the holiday weekend. We have completely made up for it this week. There's the Crazy Town vinyl reissue. Every band here is going to get outsold by Eminem and outstreamed by Eminem. The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace comes out this Friday. Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, Whiskey A Go-Go 1968 comes out. John Lennon's Mind Games, The Ultimate Collection comes out this Friday. Styx and Foreigner, Renegades and Jukebox Heroes comes out this Friday. Tim Montana's Savage album. Uncle Kracker is releasing Coffee and Beer. Van Halen for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, the expanded edition, that big box set with all the bonus stuff, that comes out on Friday. Hardy's Quit album comes out on Friday. And as Scott Stevens told us from the Exies on the podcast, the Exies are back together, and their new EP Closure comes out this Friday as well. So a ton of new releases coming out this Friday. And you always find out about new releases and all of that stuff if you listen to the Sit Rep too. Okay, mail call this week. Sorry, Wednesday. No mail in the mail call this week, so you guys spoiled her enough last week. But there's the address if you ever need to send anything. I got word that there were some special packages coming from some of the artists that have been on the podcast recently, so I will let you know what comes in the mail next week. Sun's out, guns out. Don't forget about all the Mistress Carrie merch for summer. Trucker hats, fitted caps, visors, tank tops, T-shirts, baby onesies are there, and then there's pint glasses and shot glasses and beer koozies to keep your beers cool, and so much other stuff, picnic blankets, and just a ton of stuff. So go to mistresscarrie.com, click shop, and pick up all your stuff. And yes, I will be out and about a lot this year, so you can usually get merch from me in person when I'm out doing events and stuff as well. If you don't have a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass yet, you can get them very easily. You can go to patreon.com/Mistress Carrie, or just hit the Patreon button at mistresscarrie.com. But you get access to exclusive Backstage Pass live streams. You find out who's going to be on the podcast before anybody else, so you can submit questions. You get travel blog updates when I hit the road to go places, early access to ticket events, to event tickets and event info before anybody else, including the ice cream stuff, and also exclusive concert ticket giveaways. So if you have a Backstage Pass right now, you have access to tickets to see Hailstorm and I Prevail at the Leader Bank Pavilion next week, tickets to see Slipknot at the Xfinity Center, and also tickets to see Cage the Elephant at the Xfinity Center. So some benefits: if you have a Backstage Pass, you can get access to free concert tickets. So Hailstorm, I Prevail, Slipknot, Cage the Elephant, and more to come. And you also get access to merch discount codes as well. So you can get outfitted with Mistress Carrie Mistress Carrie gear for a deal. A reminder for anybody that just found me because it hit a notification on Instagram or YouTube. Here's all the places that you can find me online. You can also find the podcast or just go straight to mistresscarrie.com. You can listen to me every afternoon on 100 FM The Pike and 106.3 The Bone, and every midday on 98 Rock in Charleston. This is in Portland, Maine. This is in Worcester, Massachusetts. And more stations are coming. We're working on a lot of stuff. Super excited. Also, a reminder for the Veterans Rock Group that we started on Facebook. This is a place for veteran-owned businesses to be able to let people know that they exist, for veterans to find out about veteran programs and nonprofits, to network with each other, for civilians to get involved, for people that run and volunteer for organizations to be able to tell us about events and fundraisers, and for civilians that just want to get involved to find out where they can help, to get educated on veteran causes, to be able to volunteer for veteran-run organizations, and also to make sure that we're all supporting veteran-owned businesses. So all you got to do is go on Facebook and look for the Mistress Carrie Veterans Rock Group, and it's right there. Let's see. Michael Cole wants to know who is heading into Boston to go and see Hailstorm and I Prevail. Carrie, you give Keith ideas about broadcasting on our laps, and now you're talking about special packages. I'm sorry, Eric. What's up, Will? Let's see. Jonathan says, I am dying laughing. All of life's questions can be answered at mistresscarrie.com, says Donna. That's a factual statement. 100%. Did the Pike lose a transmitter this morning? Dead air. But the stream was up. I don't know. It's possible. We've been having some pretty crazy weather, so you just never know. Sometimes the streams go down. Sometimes the on-air signal goes down. That's why we do both, so you can't get rid of us. Wednesday, are you okay? Do you want to come up here, say bye to everyone? The show's over. Come here. Do you want to say bye to everyone? You don't want to get close, though, right? What are you afraid I'm going to grab you or something? Why are you sitting way over there? Do you want to come over here? Come here. What are you doing? Do you want to say goodnight and thank everybody for joining us every Tuesday night? Bish says, I'm volunteering at the Disabled American Veterans 5K in November at Castle Island. Anybody that's running, make sure you go and say hi to Bish. I was listening to the Pike on iHeartRadio, and that's what they said. So there you go. They were having problems with the transmitter. Wednesday? You okay? You all right? The head tilt gets me every time. All right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me every Tuesday night. We're pretty much done with episode 281. Thank you to everybody that joined us here in the War Room for the first time. New episode of the podcast goes live at midnight tonight, featuring the guys, Blake and Joey from Devour the Day. It goes live at midnight tonight. You can listen anywhere, and you can catch me on the radio tomorrow, everywhere. More news on the ice cream launch is coming very soon. Right? Are you done Wednesday? Are you all done? Do you want to say goodnight? Do you want to say goodnight? Up here. Say goodnight up here. Up here. She doesn't want to. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Keep your eyes on the podcast. Keep your eyes on the website. And there's a lot of exciting stuff coming. Big news coming. All right. Good night, guys.